Yeah, about NTB, the noise was coming from, well, because I was going to see a lot of Hyena Hive shows, which is like a local noise band from Montreal. I was getting really influenced by the noise scene, and so I started incorporating sounds like that into my songs, which is a little weird because normally you either do music or you do noise. You don't really do both, but I was trying to intermingle both. Yeah, sure. Him, her came about because I was being influenced by Christian Schuler, who is this gay German artist. And I was just trying to eliminate gender, even though I'm not identifying with that sexuality or non-sexuality. Neither I, you, me, nor love. I heard Tony Wilson speak, and he was in Manchester, England, a long time ago, and he was challenging artists to write songs without the words I, you, me, or love in them, because he says these are words that are just too overused. So that's why I called it him, her, neither I, you, me, nor love. That was because Christian Schuler was sending me all kinds of videos of of music he thought I should be influenced by, such as Canadian bands that I hadn't heard of, techno bands like Trust and Astra, who I should have heard about because I'm Canadian, but it took a German to open my eyes to these Canadian techno bands. So I was listening a lot to Trust and Astra for several years before making the Him Her album, 2015. I really liked their sound. It was very danceable, which is quite unlike my previous music. I wanted to make something you could move to a little bit more, although I could use improvement in that area. Still, if I had a Korg, it might be easier rather than a guitar. And I was also working with Oberst Penitza of Velvet Condom, who made me some electronic drum tracks, and I was listening a lot to Velvet Condom, which is very electronic. So even though they have a guitar, they had a guitar. So I was influenced by Velvet Condom. Okay, that's a bit of a hard question. I guess I was trying to get back to my roots because I used to play bluegrass a lot. When I first started playing music, I really liked the Carter Family, and there was something innocent and pure about bluegrass. Plus, I'm a pretty big Sadie's fan. I've seen a billion Sadie shows, and watching Dallas and Travis is like, it always kind of made me want to do that kind of music again. So I hired an amazing Toronto guitar player called Nicole Robertson, who's perhaps not as well known in Montreal, but he should be really well known here because he's probably the best guitar player I've ever heard in Canada. So I got him to do some country sounding lead guitar parts, but he also did some very interesting guitar work that almost sounds like noise, which is cool. Yeah, and switching styles. I think that a lot of people have difficulty like wanting to categorize musicians into, oh, you're this style, you're that, but I think it's okay to be whatever style you want to be. Yeah, that was because I had heard about the breakup of Bauhaus, so I was curious, and I researched what David J was doing, and found out I didn't know he was leading his own cabaret style act, living in California instead of England. So I thought that was interesting, and I contacted him, and we ended up setting up a show with Wax from Hell, the booker at Catacomb, which is no longer there, unfortunately. Um, yeah, and he came. I opened two shows for him. I got to have drinks with them at the Irish pub at 3 in the morning with his manager, and I got to hear all the Bauhaus stories about their 80s, all the videos they did in the 80s, and Beggar's Banquet, taking all the copyrights except for Bela Lugosi, and really interesting history there. David J. is quite brave to carry on without Bauhaus, but I think they've reunited now, so